welcome back to my Raw review. Now, Raw this week wasn't actually too bad. It just was filled with kind of like weird kind of bits, like segments and weird things happening and very colourful ring attire. But overall it wasn't too bad. I only skipped like a couple bits of it, so overall that's quite good because usually I tend to fast forward quite a lot. But anyway, on with the review. Start of the show, Jerry Lawler comes out, obviously big reaction from the crowd, obviously because he beat Matt Cole over the limit, so everyone was happy. So he talks about, you know, how good it was to finally beat Cole, and he brings out Bret Hart. So obviously, I guess Bret Hart's going to kind of, well, not like The Rock, but kind of appear every now and again. Then obviously he's not like a proper active, you know, kind of talent, but he's just going to appear every now and then and again. Yeah, so Bret Hart says that he was happy to help Lawler defeat Cole, no pun intended, but obviously it was. But then R-Truth interrupts. Obviously, you know, he's getting a real lot of heel heat now. He actually could go on to be quite like a good heel, I reckon. Just depends how WWE book him, because if they book him like they did The Miz, then he'll fail, but if they keep up kind of what he's doing, I think he actually could be quite good. So he comes out, talks about the whole conspiracy thing again, says how, you know, Bret Hart, you know, was a champion, he got loads of #1 like contenderships by like, you know, doing good things for the crowd, but R-Truth has got like nothing, so he's complaining again, saying that he should be #1 contender, but Bret Hart just calls him a lunatic and says that's the reason why he's not getting anywhere. But then John Cena comes out. I have to say, right, some people just really shouldn't wear the title belt around their waist. It looked ridiculous with him, because it like just, I don't know, whether it's just because he was walking the way he was because he was injured, but it just looked hilarious, I thought, with John Cena having the belt around his waist. It just really didn't suit him. Anyway, I suppose not many people really do wear the belt actually around their waist. I think they used to do it a lot more, but now they tend to either carry it or have it on their shoulder or whatever. I know that Randy Orton generally always has it on his shoulder. But yeah, anyway, that was just something I observed. So that was one of the weird kind of attire-y things that I found funny during the show. John Cena, yeah, comes out and like tries to talk, but R-Truth interrupts again, says he doesn't care about people, he doesn't care about John Cena, it should all be about him. But then the general manager sends a message and says that he still needs to prove himself before he can, like, you know, have a title shot. So he makes the main event as CM Punk and R-Truth against Rey Mysterio and John Cena, with Bret Hart as a special guest referee. So that was the opening segment, so that wasn't bad, pretty good. First match was Kane and Big Show versus David Otunga and Mike McGillicuddy for the tag team titles. Now this is weird, right? They were the ones that actually won the match, like, a couple weeks ago, and then obviously it was Mason Ryan and Punk that got the title match at the pay-per-view, but now they are having the title match again on Raw. It just doesn't make sense to me. Surely they should have won it, like, or done it on the pay-per-view or whatever. Anyway, but this is WWE for you, and they just book things weirdly. Before the actual match, I think Kane and Big Show were leaning on Alberto's car, so Rodriguez like told them to kind of get off and they were shoving him out of the way, and Alberto got like angry at them. That happened like before the match anyway. So yeah, so CM Punk was on commentary. He's so funny on commentary. If he ever like needs to retire, he should definitely stay and like replace Booker T as commentator, because he's just hilarious. And before, yeah, I keep like sidetracking myself and keep talking about other things. I was right. I forgot to mention it in my Over the Limit video, but I was writing about it on comments when I was talking. I think it's to Wrestling Parasite. I said about how Booker T, when he was commentating at Over the Limit, said how well Cena was doing considering his limited skills and ability. And I was thinking, he can't have said that. Surely he didn't just say that. No pun intended. I didn't mean to say that. Anyway, just using one of Booker T's lines. That honestly wasn't pre-planned. Idiot. But anyway, so then he sent me a link, and it actually is on Botchamania. But he actually did say that, so probably he's going to get in a bit of trouble for saying that about, you know, the main wrestler saying he has limited skills and ability. Anyway, back to the tag team title match. Not very long match. The ref gets knocked down. CM Punk kicks Big Show in the head while the ref's obviously not looking, and then Otunga and McGillicuddy do a double DDT on Big Show for the win, which I was like, what? Nexus as tag team champions? They're like a joke team, they don't do anything, why are they tag team champions? But anyway, so that's what happened. And then after the match, Big Show and Kane are getting like interviewed, and then I think it's Alberto, yeah, comes up and just like slaps Big Show in the face, and you kind of see him run off. Whether it was meant to be like that so that you didn't actually see it happen, they kind of knocked the camera, so the camera wasn't really recording properly, and all you heard was like the sound of a car, and then obviously Big Show screaming because like Rodriguez had like ran over his leg and his leg was trapped under there, which was really strange. I was a bit like, where did that come from? So they used to do kind of a lot more stuff like that kind of thing, like, well, not like hit and run things, but back, well, obviously, you know, I know that Who Run Over Stone Cold, that was a big storyline back in the day, but obviously they have had a few times to do with like Kane and Shane McMahon, and didn't someone, who else was it? Someone got like hit by a car, and I can't think what it was. Oh, I have no idea. Maybe that was the Matt and Jeff Hardy storyline that they had before WrestleMania 25. I'm not really sure. But anyway, so yeah, obviously that just showed like obviously Big Show trying to stand up because he didn't want to be helped up, but he was in too much pain, and yeah, so that was a bit random. So I guess that's going to lead into like a Big Show and Alberto feud. Because Kane's still on SmackDown, isn't he? So I guess now they're not title champions anymore, he'll stay there. So yeah, so obviously this is probably leading up to a, Big Show and Alberto Del Rio feud. Next match, Jack Swagger versus Evan Bourne. Not a very long match, not too bad. Swagger wins with like a really nice powerbomb, but then after the match, Swagger's like doing his like victory laps around the ring, and Evan Bourne like attacks him like mid victory lap, which was quite funny. I like little stupid things like that, makes a bit more interesting. Michael Cole comes out because he hasn't been on commentary for like the show yet so far, so he comes out and he apologises to Jerry Lawler and to Josh Matthews and everybody for his behaviour over the last few months, and asks if he can rejoin the commentary team just normally without a coal mine. So Jerry Lawler says yes, and tells him that he needs a year's supply of breast mints. Then The Miz comes out with Alex Riley. He blamed like everything on Alex Riley, and second weird attire of the night moment. What on earth was Alex Riley's shirt like? I mean, it was a blue shirt with a white collar and white cuffs. I mean, who does that? Really? Is that a fashion statement? I have no idea, but I just thought, what on earth is he wearing? Anyway, so he blames it all on Alex Riley. He asks for a title match with Alex Riley banned from ringside and waits for the GM to respond, but the GM responds and says no, he's done with John Cena, so he's not going to be in the title running anymore. So Miz, goes kind of crazy at Riley and fires him, but then Riley fights back and completely takes him out. So amazing, Alex Riley actually getting cheered, and there was actually a Riley chant, which I thought would never happen. But obviously you can tell that he doesn't quite have the wrestling abilities, of like the rest of the guys yet, but we'll see whether they actually do build on it. I don't know. The logical thing would be for there to be a Miz versus Riley kind of feud, but obviously I don't know how good that would be, because considering Riley can't really fight that well, and Miz kind of needs a really good opponent to kind of, work with, but we will see what happens anyway. Then it was, 8 Diva tag team match. Good guys versus bad guys, can't bother to list them all. Then literally the match had just started and Karma comes out and everyone was like cheering because obviously I'm reviewing Over the Limit. I said, where has she been? So she came out and then she got like in the ring and they were all kind of surrounding her, but then she kind of just got down on her knees and started crying. And it was like, what? And that's the weird moment of the show. She's just like crying, saying please no, and it was like, what? The crowd was like booing and saying that sucks and everything. So that was kind of strange. So I don't really know what that was all about. I assume we'll find out sooner or later. Kofi Kingston versus Drew McIntyre. I skipped that match. I'm just not a Drew McIntyre fan. I find him really dull. But yeah, Kofi Kingston won that one. Then they actually, because obviously a lot of people have said that they found it weird that there was no kind of, I know they showed at the start of Over the Limit like the the thing just saying in memory of Randy Savage, but they actually did like a really nice tribute video to him, so obviously that was good to actually see on the show. And the main event, obviously, like I said, was R-Truth and CM Punk versus Rey Mysterio and John Cena. Kind of average tag team match, really. They were saying about how it was a blockbuster main event, but it was just kind of average. Obviously, one guy gets beaten out for ages. In this case, it was John Cena. He counters the go to sleep into a DDT, manages to tag Rey in. Match finishes pretty soon after that, really. Rey Mysterio hits a 619 on CM Punk. Obviously, whenever anyone gets 619, they kind of get up and turn around, but then Bret Hart, even though his referee, punched CM Punk, locked him in the sharpshooter. Rey Mysterio did like the diving leg drop on Punk's head and got the pin for the win. And then after the match, Cena did like, when he was celebrating, he did like a big star jump. What is with the main eventers doing crazy things now? Because obviously I didn't review SmackDown, but that was the most hilarious thing I've ever seen, was Randy Orton's like victory celebration after like hitting the RKO on Mark Henry, when he did like like the massive star jump and then just started like dancing. It was like, what? It was quite hilarious. It was very weird but hilarious. But, they did a slow-mo replay of Cena doing a star jump as well. So it seems to be the common thing now for main eventers to do star jumps when they win. Anyway, so not too bad episode of Raw, to be honest. Just your average kind of thing, nothing special, just a whole weird Big Show getting run over thing. It's kind of odd. But anyway, so yeah, I'm going to go now. Seriously, right? My parents are away, so it's just me and my brother at home, and my mum left me to do all the housework. Now, I'm like the most undomesticated person in the world, right? And I'm getting married in like a couple of years' time. I'm supposed to be moving out, but I have no idea how to do anything. I've never used an iron in my life, so that is going to be a challenge. But this morning I've actually done like everything. I actually did the washing up, I did the hoovering, I did the dusting, made the beds, cleaned the kitchen. You should be impressed with me, guys. This is going to make me sound like a spoiled brat because I never have to do anything, but seriously, I was impressed with myself. Anyway, I'm going to wrap up this video now. So yeah, my next review will probably be my SmackDown review at the weekend. Thank you for your suggestions for pay-per-views that I'm going to review. Obviously, I've taken note of them, and when I have like spare time, or if I have like days of work and stuff, I'll try and like do them as soon as I can. So yeah, so thanks for watching, and I will see you guys next time. Bye.